Originally, I met Yoni in our master's program in October of 2020. It was an international program studying public health and emergency management. So I moved from LA, he moved from Rochester, New York, and that's where we met. Immediately we had a click, became very, very good friends, and from there friendship blossomed, introduced him to some of the guys. He ended up doing MDA, where he met the other guys, and that's where we actually all just became a little bit of a squad in that sense.
Yoni was one of those people who is always smiling, and I remember when we first met, he walked into the classroom after I'd been teaching for a full day, and there was then this evening course for the master students, and I was tired at the end of the day, but Yoni walks in with a smile on his face, says, "Nice to meet you." I say, "Nice to meet you too," and instantly I was infected by his smile, and I would say that characterizes his personality all throughout the time I knew him. A smiley guy, both in his intonation and his voice and how he speaks to you, and even over the phone you can hear he's smiling.
One of the things that I really appreciated Yoni is he also knew how to take every moment and he turned it into make it actually like happier. The experience was always better. He was always worrying about like his future with MDA, how much he was volunteering, things like that, because he honestly at the end of the day he also chose to give back, and that was a lot of his life in the States as well. He used to also volunteer a lot and donate a lot of his time to people because he thought it was more important to take care of others than himself.
And in general, it takes a lot of confidence and bravery to come and do Aliyah and come to Israel. And the fact that he did it when he wasn't Jewish, he converted to Judaism. He had no connection to Israel before coming here. And essentially, I think that Yoni just found comfort in the Jewish community and who we are. He was accepted here, and he could truly be who he was, and you could really just see that when he came out here. He was one of us. There's no difference between Yoni and any person who was born Jewish. I think that's what he really fell so in love with, and why he decided to give himself fully and make the ultimate sacrifice for us and this country.
Even though he had his hands tied with like prior responsibilities in the army and whatnot, he still managed to text Drol, because he was an instructor, just making sure that he had like a spot on the ambulance in like 2 months, 3 months, whenever he was gonna get out for like a weekend off or whatever. He texted Dror and like, "Dude, when can I come on? I want to do a shift."
So if I go back first to the last time I saw Yoni, it was the 6th of October, just less than 12 hours before the tragedies of the 7th of October all kicked off. We were at a birthday party, Sahar's birthday party, and we caught up, and he was asking me, and he was excited to be finishing his army service and to get back to volunteering and more. I didn't see him again. Yoni was called straight back up to the army, and about 6 weeks later, in mid-November, he sends me a voice message which I can remember until today, with his upbeat intonation as always, as he says to me, "Drol, I don't feel like I'm doing enough here. It's so much waiting. I'm probably going to be finished soon. They're going to be releasing me from the army in January. And when I do, I want to come back to MDA. I want to help more people. Can I do my next level of qualification as an EMT? Can I go into the paramedics course?" It wasn't enough for him what he was already doing in the army, risking his life to try and bring back the hostages and bring back security to the people of Israel. It wasn't enough for him that he'd insisted on going into the combat role so that he could contribute the maximum that he could. And so that was the last message which he sent me in November. How can I do more? Which unfortunately he ended up making the ultimate sacrifice less than a month later, in early December, and didn't even make it to that release in January.
So I was at Yoni's house on the day where we got the announcement that he had fallen. It was really hard news for me to take. He was being buried in Rochester and not here in Israel. So he does, a lot of times I do end up going. He has a tree in Ramat Gan, orange tree that says in memory of Yonatan Din, as well as he also has a street now inside of Modi'in that also has the name of his name as the name of the street.
It was a true shock for me to hear that Yoni fell. It was really like losing a brother and a best friend. This whole little group here, we were really like family for one another, especially for Yoni, who didn't have family out here in Israel.
It was tough to grasp when I got the message that he has fallen. Like I was literally just on my couch scrolling through Instagram, and then I saw the story.
No one prepares you for how to process this, especially in our role where we deal with death. And even so, no one prepares you for the situation where you know the person, where you worked with the person, where the person was usually with you on the ambulance fighting to prevent someone dying and to keep them alive, to know that that person isn't with you anymore. Having this ambulance dedicated in Yoni's memory was very special for us. An anonymous donor from Switzerland decided to donate ambulances in memory of the MDA staff and volunteers who were murdered by terrorists and who fell in combat. And one of them was in memory of Yoni.
It's a special spot that warms your heart when you go right around answering calls in this ambulance, and his name plastered on the side of it just makes it a little bit more special, at least for us.
But then again, I think it's the most natural thing for his personality, for his name to be on an ambulance, to keep providing help, even though he himself is no longer able to. I think it's so much in his character to keep providing help, to keep doing his best.
I'm sure he'd be a little embarrassed about the ambulance, but he's definitely looking down and smiling, and I'm sure he's glad that, you know, his name is out there and he can still help people even after he passed. It warms all of our hearts to be able to do this shift on this ambulance and really be able to help people with Yoni even after he's gone.
I think it was just instinct. Like, as soon as we found out there's an ambulance being donated in his name, it was just like instantly we sent it to the friend group and to the group chat, and then we were like, all right, when are we doing a shift on this ambulance? We opened,
It needs to happen.
Just needs to happen. No question about it.
We renamed our group chat 1739, the number of his ambulance, and it holds a special place for us. Absolutely. It wasn't easy to arrange. We're all working different shifts around the clock on different days, but we're glad we're able to be here, that we're able to go out and do what Yoni loved.
Absolutely. I think I can say it for everyone. We're all proud to be medics out here and volunteering, and especially proud to be able to be volunteering on Yoni's ambulance, carrying on his name and his legacy, and being able to go help people in that way, bringing Yoni with us to these communities and just being out there. I for myself, I couldn't feel more proud to do this, and I'm sure everyone here feels the exact same way. We're about to right now head out for our first shift on ambulance 1739, dedicated to Yonatan and Chaim. I hope that we're going to go out, help as many people as we can, bring some joy to the community, and of course bring Yoni with us on this. So honestly, it's such an honor to be here and volunteer in Yoni's ambulance. I mean, this is exactly how Yoni would want to be remembered. I mean, Yoni was he was a very humble guy. He wouldn't want any statues or monuments or remembrances. He wouldn't want any of that stuff. But I'm sure he's looking down and smiling, being able to see that we can carry on his legacy and that he can continue to be able to continue helping people even after he's gone. And I'm glad to be here with my brothers and be able to go help people, serving on this ambulance and going out to the communities to provide the best patient care that I can really give. It's a true honor to be here.